Hello dear students, we are into modern marketing session 26, that is product life cycle. In the last previous session we have learnt about the product mix structure and the product mix strategies. So let us just brush up whatever we have learned. So product mix is a set of all product lines and items that a particular concern offers for sale to buyers. The product mix can be described in terms of 4 dimensions, that is width, length, depth and consistency of the product mix. William J. Stanton has suggested 6 different strategies of product mix. They are expansion of product mix, contraction of product mix, alteration of existing product mix, positioning the product, trading up and trading down, product differentiation and product segmentation. In today's session, we are going to learn about product life cycle, the meaning and definition, and the product life cycle stages. Every product, like a human being, has a certain length of life during which it passes through certain identifiable phases or stages. The life cycle of a product begins with its introduction in the market, then it goes through a period of growth, then it passes through a phase of maturity, then it reaches its peak, and finally it reaches the stage of decline. And at the end of the stage, it disappears from the market. The various identifiable phases or stages through which a product passes are collectively called the life cycle of the product or the product life cycle. In simpler way, the life cycle of a product refers to the various stages a product goes through from its introduction through its growth, maturity and eventual decline and obsolescence. So in short, the life cycle of a product refers to the different stages over the length of the life through which a product passes. It may be noted that many authorities on marketing prefer to call the product life cycle as a product market life cycle, because the life cycle of a product is related to a given or particular market. For example, the product which has become old and lost its market in the advanced countries like the USA, UK, Japan, etc. may find a new life when it is introduced in a developing country like India. So one can rightly say that the concept of product life cycle suggests that the product is born in a particular market, grows, attains maturity and the point of saturation in that market during its course of life, and finally enters the declining stage. According to Philip Kotler, he defines the product life cycle as, quote, the product life cycle is an attempt to recognize the distinct stages in the sales history of the product, unquote. So here, Philip Kotler defines that life cycle is an attempt to recognize, it is identifying the various stages or the various sales history or the profit history of a particular product after it is being introduced into the market. So now let us study the different stages or the different phases of the product life cycle. The life cycle of a product passes through many identifiable phases or stages. So in this particular diagram, we can see that the x-axis represents years and the y-axis represents sales. So in the beginning years, that is in the introduction stage, in the beginning years, the profits or the sales of the company tended to gradually increase, or if we can tell it is just at the introductory stage and where the sales and the profits are actually very low. But as years pass on, the sales of the product increases and this results in increase in the profits of the particular product. And later, year by year, as year passes, it attains a stage of maturity where there is an increase in the sales, but, but a very slow rate of increase in the sales. And gradually, at this maturity stage, the sales gradually drops. And as still more years pass by, the product attains the stage of decline or obsolescence where it is no more suitable for the market. So with that reason, the profits of that particular product goes on declining or it goes on decreasing. So now let us study one by one the different stages of product life cycle. The first is the introduction stage or the market development stage. So this stage is the first stage in the life cycle of a product. The major characteristic of these stages are, at this stage, the product is introduced in the market and it is made known to the consumers through advertisements. So next is, as a high-level promotional efforts are needed to inform the potential consumers of the new and the unknown product, promotional expenditure will be very high. The product line is very narrow because since it is still introduced into the market, the distribution line as well will be very limited because it is new to the market. The sales of the product do not pick up during this stage because potential consumers are quite unaware of the characteristics of the product, and the purchases of such a product are generally made cautiously by the high-income group buyers on a trial basis. Technical defects in the product may often appear during this stage because of insufficient prior testing, and so there are frequent product modifications. In the introductory stage, it is very risky for the marketers because of high percentage of product failures during this period. There is a low margin of profit for the marketers because of low sales volume and heavy costs of production and marketing. After the product is introduced in the market, the product enters the second stage called the growth stage. The features of this stage are, in this stage there is a rapid market acceptance. The profits of the firm also go up because of increase in the production and sales and the resultant economies of large-scale production and sales and lower production and marketing costs per unit. The high profit during this stage attracts competitors to enter into the market. Under this stage, the product gains popularity among and gets recognition from the consumer. So as a result, the sales of the products increases considerably. Product improvements are also made in this stage. In order to meet the growing competition effectively and to lengthen the growth stage, the marketers concentrate upon the advertising and sales promotion programs. New market segments are opened and the system of physical distribution also is improved. In this stage, as the demand generally continues to exceed the supply, there is more scope of large-scale production and sales. But the firm is required to improve its marketing system to compete effectively with the competitors. The price of the product may be slightly reduced by the firm because of the presence of the large-scale economies and sales. The third stage is the maturity stage. the maturity of the product is reflected in the terms of its capacity to face the competition. In this stage, the sales of the product reaches a peak and there is no possibility of further increase in sales. There will be only replacement sales. So the sales growth slows down. The profit stability later on declined to fight the competition. Prices are reduced in order to attract more consumers and to compete with the rival firms. During the maturity stage, the consumer market becomes very wide as the low income group will also begin to purchase the product. Improvements in existing products are required to be made. As the product margin declines, some producers simplify their product lines. In this stage, competition becomes more acute. In spite of acute competition, the sales of the product go up, but at a lower rate. During this stage, for the first time, the supply exceeds the demand. Markets are highly segmented during this stage. The last stage is the decline stage, or where the product enters the decline stage and it becomes almost obsolete. So the features of this stage are: during this stage, the sales of the firm begin to decline, and in spite of best marketing efforts, the decline in sales may be due to the technological advances, consumers, shifts in taste and increasing competition. As the sales and the profits decline, some firms may withdraw from the market. Then those remaining in the market may reduce the prices of their products and also shift their attention to new products in order to compete. The expenditure in advertising and sales promotion is also reduced as the profit margin comes down drastically. The cost control becomes the key to generate profits. In the context of the study of the product life cycle, we have to know that whatever we have discussed here, that is with regard to the life cycle of a product from the beginning with its introduction in the market and ending with its decline and obsolescence. That is, the above discussion just concentrates only on the post-marketing stages of the life cycle of the product. But there are also a series of processes to be undertaken by the firm even prior to the introduction of the product in the market. That is, there are also certain pre-marketing processes to be taken by the firm. The pre-marketing processes include the product research, engineering, and technical improvements in the product, advertisement, test marketing, etc. So the following graph tells the product life cycle of Nokia. The table tells that from the year 1995 to year 2002, it was the introduction of the Nokia products. And from the year 2002 to 2009, the company has enjoyed growth in the market. In the year from 2009 to 2011, it was at the stage of maturity. There were no much technological advancement much to be made in that particular product. From the year 2011, there was no company or the production or the sales and the profits of the Nokia company were almost declining. So that has been represented even in the graph. So the x-axis represents the time or the year. The y-axis represents the sales or profits of that particular company. In the initial stages, that is from the year 1995 to 2002, it was an introduction stage. This is the introduction stage. As the years passed on, they had enjoyed growth in that particular firm. So from the year 2002 to 2009, there was a drastic increase in the sales and profits of the company. Later on, in the year 2009 to 2011, the company has suffered, or we can tell it was a stage of maturity where there were more supply but less demand for the products of Nokia company products. And next, from the year 2011, the company has sales and the profits has declined drastically. So this is the product life cycle of Nokia. So now let us discuss about the summary, whatever we have learned till now. So in the introduction, the 4 stages, a product passes through 4 stages, that is the introduction stage, the growth stage, maturity stage and the decline stage. So during the introduction stage, a new product is first brought to market, and often before it has been fully proved out technically in all aspects, sales are low and launch slowly. So in the growth stage, demand begins to accelerate and the size of the total market expands rapidly. It might also be called the takeoff stage. During the maturity stage, the demand levels will fall, and for the most part only at the replacement. The last stage is the decline stage, where the product begins to lose consumer appeal and sales drift along downward during this declining stage. Thank you.